Hey, hold it right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Hold it right. Who do you think you are, anyways?
I don't know.
I am writing you up, big boy.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I got a ticket. Oh no.
I've been looking for Otis all over Florida.
I guess for flirting with the beautiful girls. I don't know. Watch out. I told him you can give him a ticket, you can't frisk him. That's what I told him.
You gotta.
Of course, he thought it was in Australia.
Maybe you can get Otis to sing Margaritaville then.
Oh yeah, you know Margaritaville?
Oh yeah, I do.
Sing us one.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker. You got, yeah. See, we're going to try.
Hey, I'm writing these two up, too.
Yeah, you better write them up.
Are these the fun girls from Mount Pilot?
Yeah, they are. They're the fun girls.
They've never heard of the fun girls, I don't think.
We got to let Goober and
bless his heart.
Yeah, we got to let him know.
There you are, my dear. 10-4.
We're here at this busy event with Allison and Ashley from Cardio Renal Vision, and I just wanted to know what you guys have going on today.
Hi there. Well, I'm the Director of Post-Acute Care for Melbourne Region, and Ashley is our newest addition. She is the Director of Post-Acute for Orlando. And what we do is provide mobile cardiology to the skilled nursing facilities and assisted living communities throughout Florida. So
that's perfect. Have you been to one of these events before?
Yes, we have. Last year was our first time attending, and this time, actually, our CEO, Dr. Shaw, nephrologist, will be one of the guest speakers.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you guys participating and helping out our community.
Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am?
Sir, this is actually a mocktail, believe it or not.
You know you look honest to me. I'm still going to write you up.
Dang, okay.
Mallory, there you are, my dear. Ain't she pretty? She reminds me of Miss Ellie over at the drugstore.
Here, we're now with Harmony Senior Living Advisors, and we have Jenna. Jenna, what's going on today?
Well, we're here for the 35th annual symposium that Dr. Potomsky puts on. Harmony Senior Living Advisors is a placement company. We help seniors find safe and appropriate living options, and we are always free to families, and we love serving our community here in Brevard County.
Boy, we certainly need that in our community, don't
Yes.
we? Is this your first time at this event?
No, we've been doing it the last couple years.
Oh, tell me a good John Potomsky story.
Oh, man. Well, we have the same doctor. I'll
There
tell you
you
that.
go.
I ran into him at our PCP's office one day. No, he's a great guy. He's dedicated, and he's got a big heart for this community, and I love being a part of this event.
Well, we appreciate you ladies being here. That's Harmony Senior Living Advisors. Say goodbye.
I hear it. I'm writing you up, honey.
Oh, you know what? I'll take it.
I can't help it. I got to do
I'll take this all day.
This lady is going to tell me what really matters.
Whole health really matters.
Whole
It's
health.
individualized.
That's right.
Who they choose, that is important to them.
I love it. What a presentation. You're great. Ma'am, let's just hold it right there. Let's just nip it in the bud.
You are good.
Hey, we've got Helping Seniors of Brevard. What do we have going on today, Karen?
We have a lot going on. We have our help line when you can call for resources. We have over 500 resources that we check out all the time. If you need your roof repaired, if you need in-home care, if you need car repair, whatever you're looking for, if it's your neighbor, if it's your grandmother, if it's yourself, yes, we're helping seniors of Brevard. But if you tell me you're 58 years old, I'm still going to find you a resource. And then we have our educational series on the fourth Thursday of every month. We have our Knowledge College and our Wellness series. And each of those have a different speaker each month. And then on the second Friday of every month, we have our Senior Tech Talks, where Bree Prentice is teaching me how to use my iPhone. And we just are there to help everybody along the way. And we have a car raffle every October. We're set to be with the American Muscle Car Museum on October in 2026. And you could win a car for a $25 donation. You could win a brand new car.
Oh my goodness, that's a great prize in any league, right?
Anywhere.
Well, we really appreciate your participating in this event this year, and we're going to see a lot more of Helping Seniors of Brevard.
Thank you.
This is great. I'm going to take one of your pens, if I may. Thank you. So you all? I do. Glad you mentioned that. Right there she is. Son, I shined that up this morning. Perfect. It's called bullet maintenance. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Melissa from Autumn House. We are a memory care community. So we're a community for those with any kind of cognitive impairments. For instance, dementia, Alzheimer's. We're a secured community. We're in Vieira off of Spyglass Hill Road. We've been there going on 28 years. Yeah.
I hear you also do Alzheimer's care.
Yes, we do. Like I said, anyone with a cognitive impairment, we're a completely secured community. We have two sides to our community. So we have a side for those who are just starting their journey in the disease process. So they're still very physically active. They still have some cognition. So we try to keep that going for them. And then we have a side for those who are further along in their journey. And we have our activities geared towards them so they're able to do and participate in the activities as well.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
That's Melissa with Autumn House.
Get on over here.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to write you up, honey.
Do it. I would.
You know this guy?
I do know this guy.
Well, bless your heart.
Write me up.
He's trouble. Are you?
That's why I hang out with him. Are you kidding?
There you are, Kara. I love it.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you.
It was a pleasure being written up by you.
Well, you know, it's a goodwill citation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't write up the real tickets anymore since Andy moved.
Okay.
He moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
Changed his name to Matlock.
Well, now we've got another different business. We are with Savers Pharmacy, and we've got Luke. Luke, tell me some good things that are going on with you guys.
Hi, my name is Luke. I'm a pharmacist. I work for Savers Long-Term Care and Savers Drug Mart in Melbourne Beach. We're family owned and operated since 1983. Me and my dad and a small crew of family that have been with us for a long time at Savers. We're in Melbourne Beach. We service from Rockledge to Vero. We do a bunch of assisted living facilities. We have a small independent pharmacy for our local Melbourne Beach community, and we do a good bit of compounding. We deliver, kind of do a lot of stuff.
I would think that your clients and patients really like having someone more personal doing business with.
That would probably be the biggest feather in our hat, is how personal our business is. We think that pharmacy as a whole has lost its personal touch, and medicine should be personal because everyone's an individual and they should be treated that way.
Well, Luke, we appreciate you being here and participating in this event.
Thank you.
It's nice to be back in uniform. I'm writing you up, honey. Anastasia. True Blood. Anastasia True Blood. You're right out of a novel. There you are, my dear. And
okay, at this busy event, it's just getting busier, but I have the opportunity now of talking with Heather with Acadia. How are you doing today, Heather?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Tell us some of the good things that you're doing with Acadia and with our community.
So we love that Dr. Potomsky puts on this event every single year. We've been coming for, how long has this been here? How many years? Forever, it seems like. And we're always happy to represent. I'm with Acadia, which is a pharmaceutical company. We have a very specific medication called Nuplazid, which is indicated for Parkinson's disease psychosis. And so many families don't recognize the fact that Parkinson's is more than a movement disorder, and that 50% of patients with Parkinson's disease will develop Parkinson's disease psychosis. So it's a great opportunity for us to share with the physicians and the staff that come here so that they can better help their Parkinson's residents. We also have a campaign led by Ryan Reynolds that's for the community. If you get on the website moretoparkinsons.com, you can learn about Parkinson's disease psychosis and about its treatment.
Don't
From Mulberry.
I am from Mulberry. You're not from Mount Pilot, are you?
No, but I went there.
Did you? Did
Yes.
you go to Mount Airy?
I did.
There you are, my dear.
All the Mulberry town.
Well, now we have the opportunity to have some time with Sophia with MEM Health. Tell us some of the good things that's going on.
Well, MEM Health is here to provide for our healthcare workers. We have a lot of healthcare workers. We go out and we take care of our community. When are we taking care of ourselves? So here at MEM, we're here to supply all the needs for our healthcare workers. We also have healthcare for our workers. We do healthcare management. We do chronic care management, and we also do medical weight loss management. We take glucose boosters, Medicare and Medicaid, and you don't have to leave home because we are a telehealth company run and organized by a nurse practitioner here in Brevard County. So get online and go to MEM Healthcare, and we'll take care of you at home. You don't have to leave home, and you don't have to call out sick.
It sure looks like you made it very convenient for a lot of people, Sophia.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I remember. Buddy?
How could they not?
Buddy? Let's check that pocket there, son. Oh, it's just a pen.
That's it.
Is that one of our old Harmony pens? Look.
Yes. See?
You mean you don't have a little in there?
A little something. It's in
little
it's in
something.
here now.
There you are, brother.
Okay, now we're with Harriet and Joe, and we've got some really good things going on here. We had Barney Fife here earlier, but now we have the real McCoy. Tell us about some of the good things that's going on with you guys and this event.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the greatest things of Project Lifesaver is with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. It's an international program. The Project Lifesaver is a bracelet that's a radio transmitter. We put it around the wrist of the person it's enabled or able somebody that is endangered. What we're able to do is we're able to track them should they become missing. It's not GPS, it's a radio transmitter. It sends out a signal that you and I can't hear, but we have equipment that can hear it. That's a great program. It's international. Another program that we got is called the Scent Kit, SCENT. It's a little kit, and then we get the scent of the person that we want to keep an eye on. We take the scent, rub it on the cloth on their arm, put it in the refrigerator, and the scent of that person is good for 10 years. Should they elope, we hand the unopened jar with the scent inside of it to our canine officer, and the canine officer lets the dog smell it, and the dog goes right to the person we're looking for, using the scent of the person. So 2 great programs from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
That is really good for the community. I can't think of anything more noble than helping the most vulnerable people in our community. Thank you so much.
Am I getting a citation?
You are getting a citation.
I'm so sorry.
There you are, my dear.
Thank you.
Ma'am, have you been to Chick-fil-A?
Yes, she bought it for me.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to write you up.
I'll take it.
10-4.
Thank you.
You getting it too, honey.
Yeah, perfect.
Of course, I don't believe you can read that, but
Thank you so much.
10-4.
Well, now we have the opportunity to speak to Janice from Sun Pharma. Janice, tell us about some of the good things you're doing here in the community.
We are introducing sprinkle products that are meds that are on the do not crush list. So we have 2 products right now, Drazalma, which is duloxetine sprinkles, and Capspargo, which is metoprolol succinate sprinkles. Both of these meds are on the do not crush list. So if residents are having trouble swallowing or refusing to swallow, these medications fill an unmet need in long-term care. These medications have no taste, no odor, and the sprinkles are the size of a grain of salt. We have tested them in NG tubes and no clogs at all, so they will be useful for any of your residents that are refusing to swallow.
So if I understand right, this is the first time that you and Sun Pharma have participated in this event. What do you think about the electricity and the atmosphere?
This is great. There's so much electricity in the air and everybody's having a great time. I'm so glad I met Dr. Potomsky in Orlando at Florida Medical Directors, and he asked me to come here.
Well, we're so glad that you joined us today. We very much appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hello there. How are you?
Ma'am, these women have been rode up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so you may want to be careful. You may want to be a little careful who you're associating with.
Okay. Promise. Thank
Cool.
you. Let's take it.
We have Nicole and Jenna now with the Terrace at Courtney Springs. I've already heard a lot of good things about your organization, but tell us some of the better things.
We're a skilled nursing facility located in Merritt Island. We do short-term rehab for physical, occupational, speech therapy. We can also do long-term care, respite. So we're a short-term and long-term rehab facility.
There's a lot of retired and older people in our community, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
Definitely a need.
So at the Terrace at Courtney Springs, what does it take to get a tour?
You can come anytime and take a tour. We do admissions from hospitals, home health, assisted livings. We can do respite care from hospice or VA.
Well, we appreciate you ladies and your organization being a part of this event here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, are you the one causing the store to stay open?
Probably.
Huh? Or was it you? Ma'am? Ma'am? Alana. There you are, my dear.
Wow, that was the nicest ticket ever handed.
I'm writing you up, too, huh? Oh, yeah. You're not getting out of it. Hi, Turry.
Hi there.
I'm from North Carolina. We say Turry.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, now we're with Barb and Jacqueline from Life Care Center of Melbourne and Palm Bay. What have we got going on today, ladies?
We are here celebrating Dr. Potomsky. Once again, we've been here many years doing that for him in his symposium, but we are also showing off our facilities, both Melbourne and Palm Bay. We are a rehab facility that does inpatient and outpatient. We also accept long-term care patients. Melbourne is located right next to Holmes Regional Medical Center. Palm Bay is located right next to Palm Bay Hospital. We take most insurances. Our main goal is to rehab our patients quickly, successfully, and get them back home as soon as possible. We have many doctors who round in the hospital and see their patients in our facility. We have a great star rating, and our Google reviews are stellar. So please come and check us out.
Well, we appreciate you ladies, and we appreciate Life Care Centers of Melbourne and Palm Bay and what you're doing in our community. God bless.
Thank you. Thank
you.
Hey, there he is. There's Matlock.
How you doing, Barney?
Hey, brother. How are you?
He has talked about you.
Oh, he's such a dear friend. He's such a wonderful guy. Yeah, look here. I found Matlock.
Well, hello, my name is Kelly, and this is Kelly Senior Consulting. That's Mary. She's our community liaison, and we are a nurse-led senior consulting company, and we help seniors in Brevard navigate the healthcare systems, explore resources that they might not know they qualify for, as well as senior living options. So basically, we just listen. I say everything is case by case, and then we just start giving out options. My background is nursing and case management, so we take that approach, and we have wonderful partners in the healthcare industry that we work with. And at the end of the day, though, these are people's lives, and we really love what we do, and that's what we do.
I have to think it has to be scary for someone just getting a senior age and then trying to access services.
It's very overwhelming. There's a typical type of client for us, and it's somebody that we specialize in crisis. But if you're not in the healthcare field, it's very hard to navigate. I have a call tomorrow evening with my uncle and his family in Pittsburgh, and dementia is happening with their mom, early onset. One of the hardest things to deal with. I say I am more concerned about the family than I am the client. They need to know the support. They need to be educated. So those are the things that we do here at Kelly Senior Consulting.
Well, we really appreciate what you're doing for our community and for participating in this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Hey. Be passing on the outside here, buddy. Gotta nip that in the bud right now.
How you doing,
Clarence?
Like them.
I'm gonna lay it on you, buddy.
Gonna lay it on me?
Gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
You getting it too, honey?
I need it.
You was leading him around that lane out there.
She had me on the outside.
That's right.
I was.
10-4.
Over and out.
Matlock will be in touch.
Well, now I have the opportunity to talk with Tom, Allie, and Allison with Aging Matters. That is a great community organization. Tell us a lot about what you're doing here for us.
Aging Matters in Brevard is the lead agency for senior services in Brevard County. We do everything from the Meals on Wheels program to have 13 senior lunch sites, to home care, respite, light housekeeping. We put in ramps, grab bars, smoke detectors, and we keep our seniors happy, healthy, and safe in their homes for as long as possible.
Well, I know that Aging Matters is one of Dr. Potomsky's favorite organizations here in Brevard County, and you serve a lot of people. What are some of the needs that you want that the community can help you with?
Our biggest need is for donations in the county for our Adopt a Senior program, which is taking seniors off the wait list so we can put them on the Meals on Wheels program. We have the capacity, we just don't have the funding.
Well, we appreciate you, and we definitely appreciate you participating in our event tonight.
Thank you so much.
Everything all right, buddy?
Yeah, how about you?
I got to write you up. You're standing a little close to the fern there. 10-4. Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Okay, we're with Anastasia and Sean from Palm Cottages. What do we have going on today?
So we're here to talk all about our community. Anastasia is our activities director. I'm the marketing director. We have residents in both assisted living and memory care where we work.
Well, that's a great service for our community, I got to tell you that. What do you think about the electricity at this event so far?
The electricity? It's more alive at our table because all the color. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun. There's so many people here. We're having a great time.
I think we're in for a lot of fun at the banquet too.
That's what I hear, yes.
Hey, we really appreciate you guys participating this year. Wave goodbye.
Am I in trouble?
Big trouble.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Bigger than big. There you are, my dear.
Thank you.
Vitas. Is that how you say it?
Vitas.
Vitas.
You got it.
Vitas.
Okay, we're with Danny and Linda now with the Rose program. I'm very curious. Tell me about the good things you're doing here in our community.
So the Rose program is an independent palliative care consultative company. We work closely in the post-acute world, skilled nursing homes, ALFs, and we really focus on quality of life issues with patients, symptom management, and we spend a lot of our time talking to patients and family members about the goals of care, educating about the disease and the disease process, what it looks like not only today, but in 3 months or 6 months or 9 months down the road. A lot of collaboration with primary cares on the case to make sure their goals of care are aligned closely with the treatment plan that's going on.
It definitely sounds like you put a lot of thought into care and to taking care of our seniors in our community.
Yes, sir.
I hear this is your first time at the event. What do you think about the electricity and atmosphere?
I love it. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's awesome.
Very good.
Well, I really appreciate you guys being a part of this event. God bless you.
Thank you.
Hey, hey. Hold it right there. Are you from West Melbourne?
I am from with my dog now.
10-4.
Okay, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name, but I bet these guys know. Brandon, tell me about what's going on here.
Hello. Pretty much, we work with Dr. Donchigini Infectious Disease Services, where we provide really hospital level of care of infectious disease specialty to the rehab facilities. So we treat just about any type of infection. Most of the time we are able to treat in the facilities so that the patients don't have to go to the hospital. So anything from complicated UTIs, pneumonias, of course, COVID, and even things all the way as much as bacteremia and sepsis. So we pretty much handle it all.
Well, that's very, very important for our community, and you're making it very convenient for people to access this type of health care.
Yes.
What do you think about the event so far?
We love it. We support it every year. So I think it's a wonderful time for everybody to get together and just be able to network. So.
Well, we really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you meet Opie? He's all grown up.
Hello.
Yeah. Looks good, don't it?
Can I have your attention, please? At 6:05, And we're alive, so we got to thank the good Lord. As one of my patients tells me when I see her, either in person or on telemed, she always says, you know, Doc, it's better to be 6 foot above than 6 foot under. So I agree with her. But anyway, I'm just going to start the program so we don't run too far behind, because I know you guys have to work tomorrow, most of you. So I would like to call this meeting to order and welcome you to the 35th Brevard County Post-Acute and Long-Term Care Symposium, which is sponsored by the Brevard County Medical Directors Association in association with the Brevard County Commission on Aging and District 16 of the Florida Osteopathic Medical Association. And I'm very glad that each and every one of you could be with us here tonight. And I would like to acknowledge the major sponsors of our symposium. So please stand when I call your name. First, Balance Wellbeing by Dr. Desh. There's Dr. Desh right there. Cardio Vision, represented by Irina Klubine. Hope I got the word. There we go. And Vitas Healthcare, represented by Jennifer Allen. I know I saw her there. Okay. I'd also like to recognize the officers of the Brevard County Medical Directors Association. We have Dr. Giovanni Lupo, our Vice President. Is he here? Okay. We have Dr. Hussein Baloo, our Treasurer. He watches the money, so he's the guy to know. And then Dr. Garun Patel is secretary. He was our secretary, and he was having to work today. I think he had another conflicting meeting at Palm Bay Hospital today, so he couldn't make it. And also our CEU provider and registration specialist, Michelle Lewis, DNP. Michelle? I'd also like to recognize some other special guests. We have Dr. Bob Coney with the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Jay Olson, Vice President of District 16 of FOMA. Christine Zonka with the Department of Health in Brevard County. I know I saw her somewhere. Okay. Dr. Rehan Shah, who's one of our speakers. Dr. Shah, are you here? Okay. If not, all I have to do is talk, and that would not be so good. Okay. Then we also have Tom Kammerdinner, CEO of Aging Matters of Brevard. And one of our special guests, backed by popular demand, the Mayberry Deputy, David Browning. And now I would like to recognize Michelle Lewis for handling the registration process, as well as being our CEU provider. And FOMA is our CME provider. I would also like to thank all the staff and providers from Brevard Geriatrics for their time and effort to make this evening run smoothly. So at this point, I would like to bring to the stage Lieutenant Joe Downs of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, along with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office Color Guard, and Joe is going to come up here and lead the pledge.
Please stand. And repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Now we have the Star Spangled Banner. Please stand. As you know, last Tuesday was Veterans Day, and we would like all the veterans here to stand up and be recognized and thanked for their service. Please take a moment to honor all our veterans. And Randy tells me it was not the Civil War or World War I, right? Okay, I'm just checking. We have to do that to somebody every year. All right. Now I would like to call upon another veteran, a retired Lieutenant Colonel, after 25 years in the Air Force, Father Martin Fitzgerald, who's going to deliver our invocation. Father Martin?
Thank you, Dr. Potomsky. And no, I'm not a robot yet, right? We know all this change going on in our world right now, and we're a part of that. And if I hear that AI one more time, right? We're going to hear a little bit more tonight about that, but I'm all in AI when it comes to God. Let us pray. God, you have a plan. We don't know how it's going to unfold totally, but we're in one of those times. There's just a lot of change about, and help us, each of us, not to lose who we are. Help us each to understand that we've been wonderfully made, that we each have a purpose, a calling each and every day. When we wake up, we can make a difference. Even if we're weak, even if we're not feeling like we used to, we're a little struggling, we're getting older perhaps, that every day, no matter what it is, we can make a difference. Whether with prayer or action, we can make a difference. And we thank you, God, for calling us each here and for all that you've led us on, our vocation to heal people, to extend a healing hand, to care about others around us, to make this a better world. And especially in this challenging time right now that we see amid all of that, that we are called here at this special time to make a difference, to carry the banner not only of a country, but carry the banner of goodness. There are many people losing their sense of who they are, oh God. They're losing a sense of perhaps being patient with others, not being kind, not being as generous, not being as charitable, not being as friendly. There's a lot of anger about and all. Help us, oh God, not to lose who we are. Help us to reach out to others that we can really get together as a people to move through this difficult time, to see the glory of what it is, the wonder of all creation, of all that's going to happen these next several years. We pray for all those involved in this process, the many with all the changes in the medical career field and all that. And many people want to just go to another planet, but we're on this one, Lord. And we're here right now, and let us make a difference right here and now with all that's going on. For all the inventions and all the discoveries, we have been wonderfully made, each of us, in your image. We pray we make a difference. Bless our nation. Bless this food we're about to prepare to share. And we're mindful of the hungry, the thirsty, the homeless, those we serve in the hospitals and the care centers, those who might feel forgotten. May they not be forgotten. We ask this all in thy holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Father Martin, for that beautiful invocation, and also thank you for the service to our country. Now I would like to invite Dr. Bob Coney to the stage for an update on the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, and later he will introduce our first speaker. So when I came here, 42 years ago to practice, and 4 or 5 years ago to work a month every year, where our dream was to have an osteopathic school, and that's finally came to fruition, I think about 2 years ago now. So I'm going to have Dr. Coney give you a little update on the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, and then after that he will introduce our first speaker.
Dr. Newman, who's our campus dean, couldn't be here tonight. She usually does these update talks. And so my presence is to bring you up to date a little bit on the school. I have to tell you, I'm honored to be here and really to speak to all of you who more or less are the heart and soul of what we do, what we're trying to do at Burrell and bring students. You guys provide the patient care in various ways, and I think that's what we want to strive for in our students. I was practicing neurology before I came to Burrell in Myrtle Beach, and before that in Pennsylvania. When I was in Pennsylvania, I was the medical director of an acute rehab unit. We had a patient who had been admitted about a week, and this gentleman had a medicine consult called because he was getting agitated, what seemed to be agitation. So there's a dutiful third-year medical student writing everything down out of the chart, looking at all the labs, looking at the med recs, looking at all the x-rays, and the student came to the conclusion that perhaps there was an issue with one of the medications. Maybe the patient was getting agitated because of a side effect of a medication. One of the CNAs walked over to the medical student as they were preparing their presentation and practicing it for their attending physician on this consult. The CNA leaned over and said, sweetheart, this patient gets agitated every day when his grandson doesn't come to visit. You know, she said, it's important what you're doing, but I think that what we learn from that as we try to educate our students to be diligent, to understand protocols, to understand how to take care of patients in this complex world that we live in in medicine these days, to impart on them that the knowledge is not only in the textbooks, is not only in the lectures, but it is in all of you out there. And I think that that's important. I learned that because as a neurologist, I never really did rehab before I became the medical director of a rehab unit. I had to learn from my therapist. I had to learn how my patients got from an acute left hemiparesis and mute or profoundly aphasic to a point where they could communicate and how they could walk around with a walker, or in some other cases, perhaps with just a little circumduction of the leg. And watching the therapist take care of these patients made me realize how much you folks do in these settings. So I'd like to show you a little bit about what we're doing with the next generation and how we're trying to get them to where this goes. So there we go. So the college, as Dr. Pomansky said, was formed in 2013. The school originally is in New Mexico. There is a campus here in this area at FIT, on the campus of FIT. And that particular issue now is that we had several graduating classes from New Mexico, and we are teaching our second year, our second class now at the college. So this is a little bit of a timeline of how things have gone. You know, it's a 4-year medical college, primarily based in Las Cruces, New Mexico. There are 200 students a year there. We have 100 plus students here on our campus in each year. In order to accommodate those students, we've increased the number of rotating positions where students go to get their 3rd and 4th year clerkships out in the hospitals. We've increased 4 what we call regional academic centers developed here in Florida, and now in 3 new ones in Florida, or 2 new ones in Florida. The Space Coast RAC, where students have been going for several years now, and now we are opening one up in Brooklyn, New York. We tend to have a lot of students from New York as well as Florida. So this is a picture of our 2 classes, the one in New Mexico during the White Coat ceremony, and our class here. And we're committed as an institution to educate physicians who are willing and interested in serving in more remote and needy regions. Florida is an underserved state, by the way, and that was one of the reasons that people worked so hard to get a medical school here. We also have a very diverse class with many students in the class from underrepresented groups in medicine as it is. We've had 3 years in a row the Higher Education Diversity Award based on those principles. For the people, for the future is our mission statement. So students come in and they have their first 2 years on campus. As in all medical schools, there's an anatomy program. We use cadavers. Many programs don't. We have simulation lab where we have high fidelity simulators where the students can learn certain tasks. We have one that delivers babies. We have another that pediatric and an adult that we can do critical care training on. Numerous classrooms, breakout rooms, and the hallmark of an osteopathic medical education is upwards of 200 hours of osteopathic principles and practices, which include manipulation and biomechanical training. So our standardized patient program involves people from the community who come in and act as actors, and we use that. That's where I train, that's where I teach primarily, is training medical students how to be humanistic, empathetic, how to speak to people, how to get information from people, how to take a history, and how to do aspects of the physical examination appropriately and with care. So here are the regional academic centers again. just showing most of them were in New Mexico initially, and we've expanded into the Florida area as we talked about. And the main reason for the school here is to try and repopulate the physician shortage that's projected in this state, which is upwards of close to 1,800 physicians short in the next several years. The issue is that this was a study that was done in 2021, 2022. What we do know is that if patients or if people train in a community, they tend to stay in a community. They make connections, and that works well for what we're trying to accomplish here in Florida. So we also have a program called Mission Medicine, where our students go out to community venues, which you can see a list of there. Many of them I'm sure you're familiar with if you're immediately from the area here in Brevard County, where they volunteer approximately 12 to 16 hours over the course of the first 2 years, getting experience in other areas of healthcare and community need. The social determinants, if you will, of healthcare and the need of individuals in our community. So out of the 700 or so graduates, we have a good placement record with residency programs, 99% over. And these, you'll see in a moment, the residency programs are primarily, or a good percentage, are in what's called primary care. Now this includes OBGYN and psychiatry as part of primary care, and that's well accepted in general. However, traditionally we think of things like internal medicine and family medicine and pediatrics as the primary care specialties. So the residency programs in Florida where our students have been placed in the last several years include these here. The other programs have been wide-ranging. We have our first student who was accepted into a neurosurgery residency. There are only 240 neurosurgery spots in the nation, so we were pretty excited about that. Of course, this was an exceptional student, worked very hard as well. This is where we've placed students as of this particular match day. That was in February of last year. And you can see our neurosurgery placement. What's interesting is that these Burrell markers, if you will, are places within the state of Florida where we have residents from our program. So as you can see, what we're trying to do is get students so that they will stay within this community as much as we can. So we have about 48% or so students that, we know that about 48% of students that train in an area will stay in an area. It increases if you have students that go to medical school in the area and then train in the area. That becomes even a greater number. So we are developing other residency programs in the state or in the community here through Health First, as you can see as the list there. What we're doing is trying to increase, this has been a national thing, increasing the number of osteopathic medical schools and the number of physicians in general throughout our communities. As you can see, we're talking about primary care primarily. So we have a plan at the school to do some additional work to create new programs in the future, the most recent of which is this master's in anesthesia assistant, which will be coming online in 2028. Thank you. I have the honor of having Kimberly Smoke, Deputy Secretary of the Council on Healthcare Administration, who will speak next. Thank you.
And this is my pleasure. I've wanted to invite Kimberly for years, and I said, God, John, what is wrong with you? So again, Kim is the Deputy Secretary of Health Quality and Division at the Agency for Healthcare Medication since August 1995. She's responsible for overseeing the regulation of more than 50,000 healthcare facilities and providers, including nursing homes, hospitals, and healthcare clinics. She also serves as the State Survey Agency Director for Florida and holds a Master of Science in Health with a focus on aging studies. She's also a qualified intellectual disability professional. Kimberly has received several accolades, including the Survey and Certification Awards in 2009 and 2017, as well as the 2024 Champion for the Elderly Award from the Florida Healthcare Association for her exceptional advocacy and contributions to long-term care. She is truly a partner with all of us in trying to achieve the best care possible for our residents and our patients. So without further ado, a great friend of the healthcare industry, Kim Smoke.
Well, I'm going to use this lavalier because I like to, those of you who've ever heard me speak, I like to walk and talk a little bit. So this is a great audience here for what, 6:30 at night on a Wednesday night. There's nothing on TV tonight, right? So everybody's here. I've been sitting over here yawning, thinking, oh Lord, I'd just be getting home from work right now, probably taking a shower and put my pajamas on. Instead, I'm sitting up here talking to people. And normally, I normally present, throughout normal business hour time frames. So I hope I don't fall off this stage, in other words. But it's so great to be here. I was so honored, and I really have always enjoyed and appreciated and respected the relationship that we and I myself have with Dr. Potomsky and what he does every day. And see, you're yawning, and you're making me yawn. I see you over there yawning. So, but Dr. Potomsky is a great advocate for nursing homes, for our patients, the residents in nursing homes, and physicians. He always, whenever I present at the Florida Medical Directors Association, he always sits there and he takes notes, and then he asks me questions, and I'm like, I'm not the medical doctor here. But always a pleasure to work with Dr. Potomsky over all these years. And just so you know, I've been with our agency, as he mentioned, since August of 1995. I've aged in place at ACA. I started at 15, really. So I'm sure people may be able to figure out how old I am. I'm closer to 60 than 50. And, that's quite shocking when all of a sudden you realize that, right? As a woman, and I'll go, Lord help, I'm closer to 60 than 50. But as we know now, 60 is the new 50, 50 is the new 40, 40 is the new 30, so it really doesn't matter anymore, right? But it is so great to be here today, and I'll tell you, I think that I have a hodgepodge of topics I'm going to talk about. And that's because I wasn't quite sure. I got a little information as to who may be in the audience. So if you're in the nursing home industry, raise your hand. Now, our nursing home folks, all right, you probably know me better than anybody, right? That's right. I'm your most favorite person in the world, I'm sure. me and my staff. Nursing homes, as you know, are the most highly regulated healthcare industry we got. That's shocking, isn't it? Most people probably think, oh, it's hospitals. Heck no, we never go in a hospital, people. We go into a hospital if there's a complaint. We don't do routine inspections in hospitals. Nursing homes, we do. Yes, ma'am. Dialysis clinics, we go into dialysis clinics as well. Not as often, but we do routine surveys there. Dialysis, just like hospitals, can receive accreditation, and you don't see us that much. We don't do your routine surveys. Nursing homes, a lot of people think, oh, we're joint commission accredited, right? We have joint commission. How many nursing homes in here have joint commission accreditation? Yeah, doesn't matter. You still see us, right? Doesn't matter. Hang that on your wall. Be proud of it. But you still see the Agency for Healthcare Administration. How many people in here are with a hospital? Oh Lord, one lone person in the back. Bless your heart. You just needed CEUs and you showed up and a free meal. That's right. It's all right. It's all right. We're glad you're here, though. Love our hospitals. I give hospitals a hard time because they like to complain a lot to me, and when my staff show up, I'm like, we haven't been in your hospital like once in this year. So, anybody here from a hospice? Hospice, all right, hospice, there you go. Y'all all sitting at the same table? I just realized that. Y'all playing that? Y'all from Vitas? Yep, I know Vitas very well. Throughout the state. I've met with your leadership before, Vitas. Anybody here from home health agencies? Home health agencies, all right, we got some home health agency folks, absolutely. ESRDs, you're the lone ESRD person here? All right, you need CEUs too. Anybody else? Any ALFers in here? Woo, ALFs, all right. Y'all unfortunately know who I am too in my staff, right? You see us a lot too in an ALF. But I wanted to kind of, I throw a pot of some hodgepodge topics in here, and if I missed any other healthcare industry, let me know. But I will say, just to go back to nursing homes are the most highly regulated healthcare industry we got. As a matter of fact, right behind nuclear power plants. Can you believe that? That's true. The only thing more regulated than the nursing homes is a nuclear power plant. Imagine that. But it's true. It's true. So what you guys do every day, I just want to say thank you for what all of you do in this room every day. You have a very valuable role in the success of Florida's healthcare system day in and day out. A lot of people look to Florida, and it was shocking to see the number of over 17,000 physicians we need by 2035. That's shocking, but it's true. We also need probably about that same number of nurses, dietitians, all kind of rehab therapists, all kind of healthcare workers by 2035. So workforce is always a very priority or critical function for us at our agency, is thinking about workforce and workforce initiatives. So thank you for what you do day in and day out. So as I mentioned, I have a couple of hodgepodge topics I'll share with you. Really, it's more kind of an Agency for Healthcare Administration updates. Does everybody know the Agency for Healthcare Administration? All right, yeah, that's us, Agency for Healthcare Administration. We're not the largest health and human services agency in the state, but we are very critical one. One, because we give facilities licenses to operate. We do your background screening, I oversee that, but also we're Medicaid. So within the Agency for Healthcare Administration is Medicaid. The Division of Medicaid has the largest budget in the state of Florida. We surpassed education years ago. So obviously $13-14 billion our Medicaid budget is. So it's huge. It's a lot of what we do every day. So just a quick topics I want to talk about. Our background screening, we're very proud of our background screening. All of you that work in a healthcare facility, you have to go through background screening. When physicians, nurses get licenses, they have to go through background screening. So just want to touch on that. Home health agency updates, there have been some changes with home health, just wanted to share that. Hospice services, geographic service areas, so just want to mention that. A couple of legislative updates. This past session, 2025, it went on forever, like 100+ days, right? It was like the session that never ended. And it's quite shocking for us at a state agency is that as soon as we got out of 2025, we're planning for 2026. As a matter of fact, I have to leave here at the crack of dawn in the morning to get back to Tallahassee for a meeting with House and Senate by 12:30 to talk about policy proposals. So it's just a quick turnaround. But I want to tell you a little bit about what changed and how that may impact you in the healthcare facility that you may work in. Health Information Exchange, or HIE program, I want to talk about that a little bit, some successes with that. Agency resources. Our agency has a lot of resources on our website, things you can search for on our website. I want to show you how you can sign up to get agency alerts from us. And then one of the most important things, I want to talk about that role of a medical director. Now, I know Dr. Potomsky is a medical director. How many other medical directors do I have in here? Dr. Potomsky, think but y'all, two of y'all? Just two of y'all. Dr. Potomsky, you drugged me down here to tell me I was going to talk about these medical directors? I'm kidding. There's a few more, huh? And not only that, but here I have a Catholic priest I have to stand up in front and talk to too. So, and obviously I'm from the South. So I was born and raised Southern Baptist. Just to let you know, no offense here, but just to let you know, I'm Southern Baptist. But I go to Catholic church. My mother-in-law actually is Catholic and lives with us, so we go. So just so you know, I don't know what y'all are saying, but I go. But let's talk a little bit about our successes. My mother-in-law would be tickled I messed with a Catholic priest. You did, hallelujah. Hallelujah, great. So background screening, so everybody in here, you've been through a background screening. So just a couple of successes. From July of this year to current, we have processed over 413,000 screenings. That's a lot, right? So we are busy screening for healthcare practitioners and providers in our state. We've done over 203,000 screenings, and these are free. Some of our screenings are free because you may be already in our system. All screenings are processed within a 2-day turnaround, so we do like to get those out to you. So if there are human resources staff in here, or you may be working with your human resources staff, and they're like, oh my gosh, ACA's taking forever. No, our average turnaround time is 2 days. You just have to initiate that screening by us, and it allows you to receive instant notification as to that screening result. So one of the things that we did earlier this year, and it was by statute, is that although this is so odd for us, we have nothing to do with Department of Education, but we took over screenings for Department of Education. So in April of this year, we really doubled our screenings because we took over education. So all the school systems, the districts in the state, we took all those screenings over. So that's why we have seen drastic increases in our screenings. But our staff, I did get more staff to do that, by the way, but our staff have quick turnarounds. Just another thing, and this just kind of shows you really the cost savings, and nearly $200 million since the inception. So we started this back in 2013, and a lot of you, I recognize, I see Alex over here in the room. He's been around with me a long time too, and so this started back in 2013 when we initiated the clearinghouse for screenings for healthcare workers. We started obviously with healthcare workers, and nearly $200 million we have saved providers in our state for the screenings that we do. We are this close to screening our 10 millionth person through our clearinghouse. That's a huge accomplishment for us. Now, one thing that's interesting about my job as the Deputy Secretary of the Health Quality Assurance Division is that When people go through our screenings, there are times that people have arrest records and they're disqualifying offenses. People can ask for an exemption. I get to review all those exemptions. So that's very interesting, being able to, you know where I'm going with this. Very interesting to read. That's right, yeah. So there's a lot, but I just wanted to say, we have produced a lot of screenings over the years, but we've saved over $200 million. And so I'll be talking about this tomorrow when I meet with House and Senate to talk about, don't mess with me this year, give me anything else to do. Look what we're doing for the state of Florida. We're saving everybody money. But anybody that's in here, you're touched by this. You have to go through that screening as well. Now, if your folks, your human resources staff, or anybody that may be in here as a DON or administrator, and you're like, gosh, it takes us forever, these are your contact information to get in touch with our background screening. As you'll see here, over 6,000 calls received in October, and average wait time was 4 minutes and 34 seconds. I'll tell you, a couple years ago, we did have wait times about an hour or hour and 15 minutes, like calling the cable company, right? And you like wait and you wait and you wait, but we really reduced that over time. So just really wanted to showcase what other things we do at the agency. We're the regulatory agency, but these are some other things we do from a regulatory perspective that you may not know about that's very important to making sure our folks in our healthcare facilities are protected. Our contact information, I will give you a piece of advice. I know people like to call us. I like to call people too, right? When I'm ordering something, or if I want to call and get upset with Comcast cable because something's going on. Everybody wants to call, and that's great, but the best way to get in touch with us is always through email. Because if you are working in a healthcare facility, you email us a question, we're going to respond to you in writing. So if you have that in writing, then when a surveyor comes in and questions what's going on, you can say, hey, your background screening unit answered my question. So, think about that. Instead of calling and waiting, send us an email. It'll probably be 24 to 48 hours before you get a response, but you will get that from us in writing. So just wanted to share a little bit about that. Home health agencies. So we have a few people, right? There's a few people that said they're from home health agencies. And this was a law that I just want to briefly mention. It's about home health aides for medically fragile children. And this was a bill that passed in 2013. So it allows a family member that has a medically complex child, so a family member or caregiver that's related to that child, to actually get paid to take care of that child instead of just normal home health care services. So what's changed recently for us, everybody knows our statewide Medicaid managed care organizations. So this year, in 2025, law changed, and so our statewide Medicaid managed care plans give us information to produce an annual assessment that we have to provide to the House and Senate and to the governor. And so we're working on that right now. The other part of this requirement is adverse incident reporting. So those folks in nursing homes and assisted living facilities, you're very familiar with adverse incident reporting, right? A lot of you are very familiar with our state adverse incident reporting. So now you can welcome home health agencies into that as well, because as of this year, home health agencies, is a new requirement, are now going to be required to report adverse incidents to us. And this is specific to the home health aid for medically fragile children. We did have some changes in administrator requirements and alternate administrators, that they no longer have to be within that same geographic service area. And that was a big issue from a workforce perspective. This was really pushed by the industry, and this changed as well. So just want to give you a quick little update on home health agencies. Hospices, so our table right here, one of the things, just as a reminder for our hospices, the geographic service areas are very, very important. And I think you're familiar with that, right? As VITAS, you're one of our largest hospice providers in the state. We have to make sure that there's proper oversight when a hospice adds a geographic service area. And so that's why it's important from a medical director standpoint in hospices and the governing body that there's that strong oversight. And we've seen some issues with this over time, so that's just why I wanted to mention it. I know we don't have a lot of people in here from hospices, but still, a lot of our nursing home folks work with our hospices, ALFs work with our hospices, so just wanted to share a little bit of that information with you from some of the things that we've seen. Florida Health Information. Is everybody familiar with Florida Health Information Exchange vendor transition? Has some of you gotten some information? Okay, so we've recently changed vendors. A lot of you are familiar with Point Click Care, PCC. PCC, or Point Click Care, was our Health Information Exchange, our HIE vendor for many years. Earlier this year, we had a new awardee of a contract at Chris Shared Services. So we're in the process of transitioning to that new vendor. Now I know all of our nursing home folks do Point Click Care, but as of June this year, we've actually signed a new Health Information Exchange agreement with Chris Shared Services. So we're in the process of rolling this out. CSS is a national organization, and they have led many transitions through multiple states over the years that they've been doing this business. We will continue to roll this out within the next year and through the beginning of 2026. And I can't believe we'll soon be in 2026. And the transition actually started in September, and then, as I mentioned, we'll go live in September and summer of 2026. So as part of a bill that passed earlier this year, if you work in nursing homes, you must, hopefully you're familiar with this. This is not a shock to you. But Senate Bill 2514 that passed, there are a couple of things with this bill that passed, the conforming bill that passed this year. It's required nursing homes to contribute data to the agency's Health Information Exchange. So I think just about all of our nursing homes are already signed up for this and through the event notification system, but you are now required to do that. We have 99.9% of our hospitals are already onboarded with our Health Information Exchange as well. So this does apply to our nursing homes with certified certified electronic health records. There's no cost to this. You're required to sign up for this, and this was effective July 1st of this year. So our Health Information Exchange adds some additional pieces. Skilled nursing facilities, so I know there's a bulk of you in here with certified electronic health record systems, are required to be a data contributor to our Health Information Exchange encounter notification system. ENS is what we call that. And that your participants with the HIE should have received or will be receiving information. So if you're a nursing home in here and you haven't received information yet about our transition, you will. We are rolling this out in phases. So our Group 1 and Group 2, well, Group A and Group B are right now our statewide managed care organizations, in addition to our hospitals, our large hospital systems, and our larger healthcare systems. So we will be moving to nursing homes throughout this year into the beginning of next year. So during the transition, there's be no interruption to notification, patient records, or current integrations. So a lot of nursing homes may know this already. Hands-on support throughout the whole process, tailored onboarding and training, and maintaining of current fees. So I just want to share a little bit about this because it is a big deal for us, changing HIE vendors. We've been doing Health Information Exchange. We were one of the leaders in the country when we started this many years ago. So just wanted to share where we are in the transition. And this is just a snapshot of the enhancements that have been made and future enhancements that you will see as this rolls out in our state. So really a lot of great features. We're very excited about moving to a new vendor and what this new vendor will be able to provide to us. If you have any questions or you're like, hey, I don't know anything about this, I haven't gotten any information on this, here's some contact information for you. If you want to take it down and you want to email us or go to our website and find information out about this. Next thing I want to just mention is the role of the medical director. So we do have a lot of nursing home staff in here. I saw a lot of ALF staff, and a lot of, like, even in any healthcare facility, a lot of you always have a medical director or a lead physician. So it doesn't matter that it's a nursing home, an ALF, a hospice, a home health agency. The role of that medical director is to really impact and improve the quality of care and really the quality of care that then would impact the quality of life of our residents, patients, and clients in our healthcare facilities. So one of the things that we as regulators like to see is that role of that physician really advocating for that resident through their physician leadership. So like Dr. Potomsky, who I know, he does a lot of education in his facilities. So if you work in a healthcare facility, reach out to your physician. Have your physician come in and provide education. That's what they're there for. You want them involved. You want them to help provide that leadership in your facility. Definitely that clinical leadership, part of that interdisciplinary team. And no matter from if you're a nursing home, if you're a hospice, if you're a home health agency, if you're an ESRD, a hospital, you're familiar with that interdisciplinary team approach and that plan of care. Whether you call it an individualized plan of care, just a plan of care, or a care plan, whatever you call it, you are required to have that multidisciplinary approach. You want your medical director to be involved from a quality of care perspective to ensure you're in compliance with the regulations, to help guide you from a clinical perspective. And as I mentioned, to offer that education, information, and make sure they're communicating with you. I mean, it's so very important to have that physician. I will tell you, at our agency, I don't have a physician that works for me. I don't have a pharmacist that works for me. But our agency does have a physician, Dr. Chris Kogel, and he is an oncologist at Shands in Gainesville. And he's been very helpful to me because I don't have a physician. And so I use him as a resource as well. And I use him as somebody that can help provide some education to my staff from a clinical perspective. So having that physician input is very, very important. Other key task of a medical director, regular communication with your administrator, your director of nursing. Again, doesn't matter what provider type. Even if you're in a hospital, you have a chief medical officer. You surely hope that chief medical officer is communicating down to staff. That's very important. Quality assessment and performance improvement participation. Who better than to have to part of your team from a QAPI perspective, and QAPI is proactive, for that person to be involved and help you identify problems before they surface, and definitely before we show up as regulators, right? You want to be able to fix these things proactively. Monitoring behavioral health. We've seen behavioral health needs shoot off the chart since 2020. It just exploded. Behavioral health services needs in our state, definitely for pediatrics. But we also see it a lot in our older adults as well. But behavioral health and having that physician rolled into that as well. Facility assessment process. Nursing homes know what I'm talking about. You're required to have a facility assessment. And it's very important to have that physician involved in that. There is no one size fits all. So having that physician help you from a clinical perspective, definitely the clinical needs of your facilities is very important. And doesn't matter what type of provider type you have, that participation in infection control and antibiotic stewardship is very important. I know from an ESRD specifically, that's one of the main conditions for coverage in an ESRD is infection control, and how important that is in an ESRD. I've been to ESRD training, so I know. Yeah, I know. Monitoring, discussing provider quality of care. Nobody likes to see us, right? Whether you're our one lone hospital back there or nursing home or ALF or whatever, nobody likes to see us, but some ways you can not see us as much except routine inspections. Improve your quality of care. Bring in your physician. Who's going to help you? Your medical director, and listen to your medical director. Your medical director will help guide you, help you with a creation of your policies and procedures. You know, some of the worst phone calls I got during COVID were medical directors who I've known my whole career calling me saying, you know what, Kim, can you help me? My nursing home won't let me in my building. What? I was like, what? And I couldn't believe it. But it's true. So I had to call that administrator. I'm like, hey, why aren't you letting your medical director in? They were like, well, you know, we're on a shutdown. I'm like, he's your medical director. Or she's your medical director. Who better than to let in? You know, the person that can help you and guide you through this that we all went through. You know, I was calling medical directors I knew to say, let me ask you a question. Because nobody knew until we knew, right? And when we knew, we did better. So really, having your physician involved is very helpful. So I wanted to talk about those litany of other topics out there. But one of the main things I wanted to share is legislative, a couple of legislative updates. Because I will tell you, I got a lot of questions as I travel around the state and talk to folks. And like I'll talk about something and like people will say, oh, I didn't even know that was a rule or a requirement. So I want to make sure everybody understands what's coming. So there were a lot of changes this year for nursing homes, and I think this is very important. And I will say this very thing I'm getting ready to talk about, the Consumer Satisfaction Survey. I'll tell you, probably when I started my career 30 years ago at the agency, there were some requirements in rule to do a consumer satisfaction survey. That was eliminated. But in 2025, earlier this year, now we have to, as an agency, develop a consumer-friendly satisfaction survey to capture resident and families' satisfaction with care provided by nursing facilities. So it's a survey that we're going to send out to facilities that will make sure it's distributed to their residents and to their family members to get satisfaction. You know, just like when you go somewhere and somebody wants to ask you how your care and services were in their institution, so we are going to be doing that. The tool has been developed based on agency-validated survey instrument that's endorsed by the National Quality Forum. One thing I will say with this legislation is that we work very closely with both nursing home provider associations on this, and today we had a rule workshop specifically for this in the next survey I'm going to talk about. What really was very interesting for me is today I had an opportunity to visit a nursing home. I actually visited 2 nursing homes in this county. Harbor Chase, was it Harbor Chase? Yeah, it was Harbor Chase. And Royal Oaks. Where are our Royal Oaks folks? So there they are, Royal Oaks. So as we were walking around, right, Eric, a resident, very vocal resident said to me, you have to have a way to ask us what our satisfaction is in this facility. I thought, oh my Lord, this woman must have read my PowerPoint presentation, right? So I said, well, ma'am, I said, interestingly enough, there's actually a survey coming out that has to be done annually for us. The agency is going to get you as a resident your opinion about the care that is being provided to you in a nursing home. And you know what we're going to do with that information? We're going to put it on our website. We're going to put this information on our website. So I thought it was very important. It was very timely that this resident asked about that. So kudos to her for knowing what's going on out there and saying, hey, as a resident, I feel like this is important to me, and I want to give you, the state, my opinion about the care in my nursing home. I will say she will probably give them all A+, but it really was very touching for me to hear her ask about that, and for me to be able to say there's something coming for that, and it's very positive, and we're excited about that. The other survey is, one of the other things I'll talk about in the next survey is the medical director. So this is a long time coming. One of the things that we value at our agency is being transparent. And we have been wanting to do this for a long time. We finally have legislation. So starting in January 1st of 2026, and a matter of fact, really, I have to say it again, can y'all believe it's going to be here before we know it? I can't believe next week is Thanksgiving. It's amazing. It's so fast. But every nursing home in the state has to provide us the name of their medical director, and we're going to post that on our agency's website. So this is something unique. I think Florida is I think there are a few states that do this already, but we're very excited about doing this. And nursing home medical directors have to have certification, and we're working on a rule for that as well. The other thing is the Patient Safety Culture Survey. So the Patient Safety Culture Survey is getting the culture of safety from employees in facilities. And so we're moving to nursing homes now, and this is legislation that passed. Right now we have required legislation for hospitals and ambulatory surgery centers, and that went into effect over a year ago. And so now, starting in I think we're rolling this out in mid-2026, that we'll be getting feedback from employees in nursing homes about the culture of safety in their nursing homes. And again, we are going to be required to post this information publicly on our agency's website. Yes, sir?
Kim, is CareFeed one of the vehicles for the information or the questions?
Is who? I'm sorry. CareFeed program? I don't think so. Yes, that doesn't sound familiar to me. But we did have a workshop today, and then we will have a period of time where people can provide comments.
And then one more question. The certification for medical directors is board certification geriatrics or the PLEALTC med. Is that correct?
That's correct, and all that is going to be outlined in our rules. So we're still in the middle of rulemaking for that. So I can't talk a lot about that because of the sunshine laws in our state, but that's all going to be addressed. And that because there's language in the statute that says the agency will develop a rule to show for medical directors to provide us like their progress in getting certification. So we've outlined that in our rule as well. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Next thing is that, again, I think we kind of talked about this, is that electronic health record technology available for admission, transfer, and discharge to the agency's HIE program, Health Information Exchange. I talked about that. And unfortunately, we do have some fines associated with nursing homes that fail to report their financial data to us. I know none of you do that in here. Normally it's done by your financial office, but this is something that's coming as well. The other thing that's specifically for nursing homes and ALFs that passed this year, it's the Emily Atkins Family Protection Act, where new language was added for additional training for our certified nursing assistants and our qualified medication assistants to recognize signs and symptoms of venous thromboembolism and providing an emergency response. And so this is something for nursing homes to provide training, and then for ALFs, not only to provide, what ALFs are not required to do the training, but what ALFs are required to do is provide a consumer information pamphlet to residents upon admission to educate them on this. And this was something that the Emily Atkins Act impacted 4 provider types that we regulate: our nursing homes, assisted living facilities, in addition to our ambulatory surgery centers and hospitals. So it impacted those 4 provider types. So I just wanted to mention that. Oops. Just to give you a quick snapshot on survey readiness, you should always be prepared. Is everybody prepared right now? So if I left here and went to your facility and did a survey tonight, would you be ready? You would? All right. We know that's not going to happen because I just mentioned I'm normally in my pajamas at this time. But I'm not going to show up. But just a couple of things, and I want to hit the highlights here, is know your regulations. No matter what provider type that I called out, no matter what provider type, know your regulations. Never ever wait until you get our report to then say to somebody like me, oh, I didn't even know that was a requirement, because somebody has said that to me over time. Know your regulations. Be ready for survey. Review the survey process. You do know all of our information is public, right? Our survey processes are public. The rules and regulations are public. Our survey reports are public. The only thing that's not public information that's highly confidential is when we're coming. That's the only thing. And it has cracked me up for my 30 years that people will say, oh, we knew the surveyors were coming. And I'm like, really? Why'd you have all these deficiencies if you knew we were coming? Right? So how well did you know? But don't just think about your survey, oh, I think they might be coming, my license is getting ready to expire. That doesn't matter for us, by the way. But think about your survey. Don't wait. Be prepared. Be ready to go. Know that I cannot stress enough to know your regulations. I tell you, I've been doing this a long time. Back when I started in my 27 mines, it was fresh, I was ready, I could memorize stuff. I had the nursing home regulations memorized. And you know what they did several years ago? Changed all those tag numbers on me. So I don't have any of them memorized now. So you don't have to have them memorized. Just know where to go and get them. It's public. It's free. Be involved in what's going on in your facility. No matter the role in your facility, be involved. Take ownership into your role in that facility. Whether you're a dietary, whether you have staff, a dietary aide, the dietary manager, the housekeeper, the housekeeping staff, the housekeeping manager, whether you're an activities director, a social services, well, no matter what you are, a leader, take responsibility for your job and your role and taking care of those folks in your facility. If you are in a leadership role, so I'm a deputy secretary, I have 700 and something employees that work for me. Through that, I have people that are managers and supervisors and bureau chiefs. So I hold them accountable, who then hold their staff accountable. So you need to do the same. Hold people accountable for doing their jobs so that everybody has accountability. So meet the expectations of the regulations so you can improve your quality of care and enhance that quality of life. Again, no matter what provider type you're in, that doesn't matter. You should always be looking for ways to improve your quality. Just to let you know, when we do a survey, there are 3 sources of information in which we gather: observation, interview, record review. Observation, hands down, that's the most important. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? Hadn't you seen some things in your life and you think, God, I wish I hadn't have seen that? It's a lot of things growing up I saw that, oh my word, never gonna get this out of my mind. But observations are very important. Interviews, we love to interview residents, staff, family members. When I survey, we give you a tidbit of information no matter what provider type you're in. We give you a tidbit of information. We as surveyors, we love to go outside and talk to those people out there at the smoking area. The honey that you talking about, they know what's going on. They know all the gossip in your facilities. You think they don't? They know. I used to get my best stories from those people. They know. And then you catch a staff member out there who's having a bad day, they will tell you. Obviously, and then record reviews. So we do observations, interview, and validate all that through our record reviews, just so everybody knows. So relationships are very important. Even relationships with the state survey agency, which is what we are. Communication and listening to folks, that's very important. And that's one of the things I like to do and why I like to come out to do events like this, is so that you can see we're not big and scary. We are regulators, we're people just like you are, and we like to have that ongoing communication and flow of information with you as well. So even sometimes those tough decisions and those tough conversations, when we identify egregious things in a healthcare facility, it's not easy. Those conversations we have are not easy. They're very tough. But they're conversations we got to have. Never take anything personally. If a surveyor is talking to you, never take it personally. We're there to make sure you're in compliance and those residents, patients, and clients are getting their needs met, right? We're all on common ground and we all want the same thing. We just do it a little differently. Our roles are very different. Be proactive. Again, no matter what provider type, don't sit around and wait on us to come in. Be proactive. Get out there, do your own surveys. You know what's going on in your facilities. Evaluate your systems. QAPI is very important. Always pay attention to your ethics and compliance programs. We do cite providers for failing to meet their ethics and compliance programs. That's very important. Quickly through our agency resources, and I think you will get a copy of this presentation. We send out a lot of agency alerts. It's very important if you want to know what's going on in our agency. You can sign up for these alerts. You can click this link here. This is what it looks like. You can also sign up for Medicaid alerts. So a lot of you I know have Medicaid. take Medicaid. You can also sign up for Medicaid alerts as well. All we need really is just your email address to do that. Rural activity information, also as far as agency alerts, you can get rural information from us as well and know where we are. This is one of the rules I can talk about because it will be effective what day? Actually next week, this will be effective. This is appropriateness of placement and continued residency. This is specifically for communicable diseases. This is a rule we've been working on for probably about a year, so this rule will be effective next week. So if you don't know, here's a map of Florida. Just wanted to show that, make sure everybody was awake tonight. So here's a map of Florida, and here's how we're lined up as far as our field offices. If you're new to Florida, you're new to your facility you work in, I do encourage you to get out and meet the field office manager in that area. Here's other contact information if you have a question about your license. I gave you information about background on the screen, but if you have a question about your license or just general information, you can always call one of our licensure units. So that's my contact information. A lot of you in here do have my information, but feel free to always reach out to me on my phone there, that cell number. You can text me on that number if you like. Keep in mind, don't send me an ugly text and cuss somebody out, because guess what? I'm a public employee, right? My stuff is all public. So, but please make sure if you do have a question, get it to me. I'll be more than happy to get it in the right area to get it to you. But I just want to say, thank you again for what you do every day out there. I know it's not an easy job. I know dealing with our agency, whether it's dealing with Medicaid and Medicaid provider enrollment, whether it's dealing with us as the regulators, you can complete your licensure application online. Whether it's dealing with any of that, we always appreciate the collaboration and the communication and the coordination that we have with each other in our state. The better that we can continue to work together, the better our healthcare systems are going to be. Because I always say, myself, my family in Tallahassee, and our staff around the state, we all need health care, right? So the better we can all work together to improve health care in Florida, the better off we are as residents in the state of Florida. And the older I get, the more I recognize that and really want to make sure that, oh my Lord, that our ALS are prepared. Our nursing homes are prepared, our hospitals are prepared, our home health agencies are prepared, that everybody's prepared as we age, because we're all going to need some sort of health care in our lifetime, or our family members will as well. So again, thank you for letting me be here tonight. Dr. Potomsky, I've really enjoyed it, and I will be around through the whole event. I will be around for the whole event if anybody wants to come up and ask me a question. Thank you, Dr. Potomsky. Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you, Kim, for another excellent and enjoyable and lively presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She has been a real pleasure to work with. And I forgot, we're going to cut right to the dinner, because we're running just about 5 minutes late. So we are going to ask the staff here to start with the dinner, and we are going to have a 20-minute break so that you can talk to your colleagues and people that you used to work with, or if you have to go outside for a break. So please do so now.